This image here is in general personifying the divine feminine. In the Hindu pantheon, this is only one of the many aspects of the divine feminine, because you have, this is just a generic chart, January 1st, 1970. Aries, first house, just so you see. You have the first house, 1 and 7 are across from each other. This is the cardinal axis, but this is the Shiva Shakti of, for instance, the first house. The Shakti is the 7th house. Perpendicular, it's 10 and 4. 10 is Capricorn. But as 4 is the first challenge, any karma here is the first challenge because you're trying to find your peace. Yes, this is the house of your peace, but in the angle and the aspect, you're trying to find it. This is your first challenge in life that we're given. So opposite 4 is 10. Now, because this is the first challenge of the first house, the first house is the first challenge of the 10th house. Because this is as if work was waiting for you. Your work was waiting for you. Just as much as you want peace, your work wants to get done. Your work needs you to find you in order for this to be fulfilled. Your service and yourself is in strife as you were born. As you mature and your Saturn grows more mature and more powerful, and time grows in your brain, then this becomes less of a challenge with the giving of yourself for the benefit of others. So these two here are a challenge. This here provides strife to this, into your first house, in the same way as this is strife to peace. Opposite of peace is strife. The earth is moving here, not water. The earth is. Opposite of peace is strife, because you have to have one and the other. Every house has its opposite house, and every opposite house of the perspective house is what the perspective house lacks. So the way I describe it is, in the first house, as we're born, in order to find course, because you are here, you exist, you are I am here. Now you exist, but you don't have a course. This is your course. Your course is finding your other self. 8th house is your escape. You are very attracted to 8th house elements. And Aries is highly attracted to Scorpio people. However, the Scorpio people see you as work, because it's a 1 to 8 relationship. A 1 to 8 relationship becomes, in the 8 perspective, a 1 to 6th house relationship. So that in the first house, you have the 6th house, which is your work. You struggle for this. This, in a sexual relationship, is very boring to you because you work at it. It's not play. This is play. This is actually play or escape. This is very attractive to you. Between these two is your balance. So this is, in order to have course, you must have parity. And in order for parity to exist, to know that that's two entities, you must have one. You must have a differentiation of the one in order for you to know that you are a parity, that you are a dual nature being. Because this can do things that this one cannot, but together, this as a whole has this it cannot do. And so they work with this. This is on the cardinal cross, by the way. I had said before that the fixed cross can basically go anywhere in material, but not in spiritual. In the fixed cross, they can jump to any other 4th house from itself. They can jump to other fixed sign energies in the physical, but not in the spiritual. But in any case, the 2nd house has the 8th house Scorpio. And in this relationship, the I have must give. Meanwhile, to give, you must know what you have. The 3-9 axis here, you have Sagittarius, which is the root. This is the heart of the galaxy. This is the root of our spirituality. In order to find our spirituality, you must be surrounded in a bubble, and a bubble of air. That's changeable, that's mutable, that is throwing you off. Okay? This here is I am. You are throwing yourself off. Here, the world is throwing you off. Meanwhile, the root must know it is the root, but it has to be the root of something. So it has to have an earth or the trees, the environment, to know that it is a root of whatever is growing here. That's what this is about. The 3 and 9. The 10 and 4, the 4 and 10 is in order to have a home or peace, you must have work or strife so that you know the difference between the two. For 5, here Leo has a special energy where because they think they know everything, they sit back and they wait for people to come to them, almost as if you sit on a higher tier. You want other people to see your value, to see that you are the king or the queen here. These people grew up almost as if they're wallflowers, but they're wallflowers ready to do anything. They're not going to initiate it. They're going to wait for people to come to them and give them the proper respect, and then they're going to bless them with whatever they can bless them with. On the other hand, Aquarius is about you are able to help other people, but you're not the wallflower. You actually get in front, and wherever you go, you take charge. Even if you don't know everything, you take the position that you do know everything. Same thing here, except Leos wait. Aquarians do not. They seek the people because the water flows here. The water does not flow here. The water flows here. So that's this energy. The 12th and 6th house is works and debts. You feel as if you have to go to work and that's how you think you're going to get a home or be redeemed in some way. You're going to work it off. Here is you being redeemed, you being separated, you being free and dissociated with self or with other things. The 12th house is always about dissociation, and it's the ultimate source of escape, even though here, this is the knowing that you are of your escape. This is you achieving it. This is why you have no conscious here in the age of Pisces. You have no conscious knowledge of deeper energies and deeper thoughts here in Pisces. You are lost. You are in the middle of the ocean. Your ship has sailed, but still you're on your own on that ship. It's basically a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean. You are all alone here. Your consciousness is all alone here, but you are free. You are free, you just don't know what to do with it. But in order for you to know that you're free, you have to know what work is. Because redemption is a merit-based system. One needs to work in order to work towards. To know that you are free, in order to control the waters. So my point was, this here is strife. This here is strife of the earth. The earth moves here. Not you, the earth moves. And the earth moving here creates the I am. Creates the individual out of the strife. Then that individual wants to find peace. And in finding that peace, you find your parity. So in any case, in the feminine, this here is strife. This here is escape. This is Andromeda. This is the constellation of Andromeda. Or another version of Andromeda is Hermione. Hermione. The same thing. They have other names for her. Andromeda is just a stolen name off of a nakshatra in Scorpio. Hermione is Hermione is more appropriate, and I'll get to that in a future video. But you have Andromeda here. So here you have the mother, the peaceful mother, the one who doesn't create strife to create the individual. This is the heart. This is the creation point. This here is the destruction point. And here you have Virgo, who is the merit-based system. This here, I like how Parisa Yazdi puts it.
Take a minute to understand what Virgo is trying to operationalize. For one, it's a mutable earth sign, and it's of the feminine principle. The sign of Virgo is very practical. It's analytical, it's cautious, and it's very detail-oriented. And the feminine principle in the sign of Virgo is operating through preservation of energy. So in that way, it's about refinement, and it's a kind of refinement that's coming through the intellect. The ruler is Mercury. So there's a drive here to categorize and to systemize, to make things efficient. It's about systemizing experience for efficiency. And in this way, the sign of Virgo comes to be connected to purification. And the sign of Virgo is very much connected to how do I make things functional? So it's about functionality, order. So it's about applied intelligence. And its actions are expressed through work and duty. And the measure of success comes from how much health it can create through all the work that it does. How much vitality can it bring to the system because it just made it more efficient. And it's also about the management of the material world. Again, going back to that efficiency.
So Virgo brings in health. This one is health. This one brings in health. This one brings out the healthy, sends out the healthy. This one brings in the healthy. This one creates the strife. This one creates the peace. These two here are the haves and the gives. Okay, this one here is the beauty. This one here is the beautifier. This one here is the giver. This one here is the giver. This one here is the duty bound. This here is the undisciplined. This one here is the questioner. The questioner becomes the one who causes strife. But the questions through strife brings escape, and then escape brings what your new layer has, your new level has achievement brings to you. You find your peace, you bring the health into it. Then you question everything, then you create the strife, then you escape. This is spiritual. The escape that's here is more physical. This here is spiritual escape. So this is a DT. And a DT is a part of Punarvarshu, which is where Sirius is. Aditi is the undivided one. Everything they said about Aditi, she is the light. This is Sirius. She is the embodiment of the feminine principle within Sirius. The return of the light. The return of the light is this, the return of the light. The return of Sirius. Sirius, coming from the Achaemenid Empire, which is the Shaman Empire, this is where Cyrus the Great comes in. Now, Cyrus was called the Great. Why he was called the Great is because he freed the Jews and brought them back to worship the temple. Now, I always thought that the Jews had their temple for nefarious purposes back then, because they're vilified to no end nowadays. However, I've come to realize that the reason why he is called Cyrus the Great, even though the do not like shamans, they do not like worshippers of astrology, worshippers of the stars, they do not like that, he was the king of them. And the only reason why they call him the Great in the Bible, to his benefit, because he benefited the Jews back then. And the reason why he helped them is because they had the same religion as he did. He established the empire of the shaman religion of father and daughter worship before it was taken over and turned into the other kind, the one we have today.